Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, today we're talking about some pre-algebra. So, this is the first video to start off the pre-algebra series. So, we're gonna try to tackle all angles of the subject. So, stick with me and practice. So, let's get started. So, we're gonna talk about first is what's called the divisibility test, and what that is a test to see if a number is divisible by another number. For instance, let's take the number 10. All right, I'm gonna put a line here to separate this. And let's say we want to see is the number 2 a number that 10 is divisible by. Well, is 10 divisible by 2? Yes, 10 is divisible by 2. And the way you can check that, it's kind of a long way, but 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And what this is 2 added to itself 5 times equals 10. All right. Or let's say, for instance, the number 25. And we want to see if the number 5 is a number that 25 is divisible by. All right. And the answer to that is yes. 25 is divisible by 5. And we can check that by 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 25. All right. All right. So let's say that we have the number 13. And we want to see if 2 is a number divisible by that 13 is divisible by. Well, the answer to that is no. And because we can verify that by adding 2, and verifying that 2 does not go into 13. Let's see. We had 12 and 14. All right. All right. So, no. 13 is not divisible by 2. But I'm going to show you a way to where we can figure out if a number is divisible by another number without even doing all this. So let's get rid of this. So a number is divisible by 2 if the last digit of the number is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. All right. And this is a way you can quickly eyeball divisibility. And so let's try that out. Is 12 a number that is divisible by 2? Well, let's look at the last digit. The last digit is 2. So the answer is yes. 12 is divisible by 2. Is 20 divisible by 2? Let's take a look at the last digit is 0. So therefore, 20 is a number that is divisible by 2. So that answer is also yes. Is 33 a number that is divisible by 2? The last digit is 3. So the answer to that question is no. 33 is not divisible by 2 because the last digit is not one of our check values. All right. So let's go to 5. All right. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is 0 or 5. All right. And to do some examples, let's say 35. Is 35 divisible by 5? Well, let's take a look at the last digit. It is 5, so yes, 35 is divisible by 5. All right. Let's take 70. Is 70 divisible by 5? Let's take a look at the last digit. It's a 0. So yes, 70 is divisible by 5. So let's take 28. Is 28 divisible by 5? Let's take a look at the last digit. It's an 8. So the answer there is no. 28 is not divisible by 5 because it's not one of our check values. 8 is not one of our check values. All right. So let's do 10. All right. A number is divisible by 10 if the last digit is a 0. All right. If the last digit is 0, then it is divisible by 10. All right. So let's say, I don't know, 60. Is 60 divisible by 10? The last digit is a 0, so that is yes. 60 is divisible by 10. Let's say 1,000. Is 1,000 divisible by 10? The last digit is a 0, so the answer to that is also yes. Let's see, 235. Is 235 divisible by 10? Well, take a look at the last digit, and it's a 5. And that is not one of our check values, so the answer is no. In order for it to be divisible by 10, it has to have a 0 as the last digit. All right, so let's take 3. Now this one is where it gets a little tricky. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. And what that means is the sum of the digits such as 12. The sum of 12, of the digits of 12, is 1 plus 2. All right, that equals 3. All right. So with that, we find out that 12 is a number divisible by 3. All right. Now let me erase this and let me do another one. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's take the number 15. All right. The sum of its digit of 15 is equal to 1 plus 5, which equals 6. And yes, 6 is divisible by 3. So 15 is divisible by 3. All right, so that's also yes. Let's say we have 11. Is 11 divisible by 3? So let's find out. The sum of the digits of 11 is 1 plus 1, which equals 2. And 2 is not divisible by 3, so the answer is no. All right. So let me repeat. In order for a digit to be divisible by 3, the sum of its digits must be divisible by 3. So let's take one more example. Let's say you have 116. The sum of its digits is 1 plus 1 plus 6, which equals 8. All right. And the answer is no. 8 is not divisible by 3, so 1/16 is not divisible by 3. All right. All right, let's do one more. Let's say 9. Now with 9, it's the same situation. In order for a number to be divisible by 9, the sum of its digits must be divisible by 9. So therefore, let's take 18 for example. Is 18 divisible by 9? The sum of the digits of 18 is 1 plus 8, which equals 9. And 9 is divisible by 9, so the answer is yes. All right. 9 goes into 9 one times, so it's divisible to itself. All right, let's say 56. Is 56 divisible by 9? The sum of 56, of the digits of 56 is 5 plus 6. And that equals 11. And the answer is no. Alright. 11 is not divisible by 9, so 56 is not divisible by 9. Alright. So let's recap. A way to check divisibility, let's say 18. Is 18 divisible by 3? Well, what we did was added 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 18. Now, you can do it this way, but as the number gets larger, it gets kind of a pain to keep, adding those numbers. So doing it the way we just went over is 18 divisible by 3. Well, you found out from, going over this, the sum of the digits must be divisible by 3 in order for the number to be divisible by 3. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. And 9 is divisible by 3. So 18 is also divisible by 3. All right. So this was the divisibility test. All right. I hope you enjoy and learn something from it. All right. Stay tuned for the next one.